Right, just made my way down from the top road from the main feature. Did a video, request video, but I'm just dropping down to the front gates, or what was the front gates, which is not the front gate anymore. But yeah, when you see it now, all overgrown and used to be a hell of a mess. There used to be roses either side there and there. Here comes the car. Camera, mental camera record equals car. Yeah, roses in pristine condition. You see it now though, in hell of a mess. Always remember the rose bushes either side, and not a weed, not a leaf out of place. Absolutely pristine. You see it now. And the buildings as well, fall into bits, absolutely just fall into bits. Sad to see. But yeah, I did the request video. Just finished that, and this is obviously basically a separate video. Just head down to Jones Brothers entrance, see what's happening down there. I might go down the cinder track, which is haunted. Almost forgot to mention it. And here comes another car. Mental camera record equals car. Right, see you in a minute. So this is Jones Brothers entrance, and there's, or what was, the farm, the mental farm, Pennant Farm it was called in later years, but when it was the mental farm, it wasn't called Pennant Farm. And off the top of my head, I have done some videos on it, it wasn't called Pennant Farm, it was called something else. But it's just so, you used to have their own slaughtermen there. Some of the patients used to work on the farm, supplying the meat, eggs, milk and poultry and what have you. But like I say, it wasn't called Pennant Farm, but off the top of my head I can't remember what it was called. But there was a huge fire there, and that's when they closed it. So this is the Jones Brothers entrance. So there's nothing going on here. There's a few new vans and pickup stuff there, but that's the front buildings, which I've just shown you earlier on. Female 7A, 7B and 8 wards, Allied ward. And you can see, well, some of the silos at the back, and you would see the chimney would be there like that. It's the first thing you'd see. It's the chimney, 100-foot chimney. And a lot of the patients used to chip the coals to the correct size. A lot of the patients had jobs, and the waste cinders from the boilers and stuff, which I've talked about in the video prior to this one, about when we used to pinch apples and stuff and cook them on the heating pipes. The waste cinders we used to put on the track, which runs along there, and that's why it's called the cinder track. It used to be about 4 or 5 inches thick of cinders, black cinders. We used to walk down it and it'd be crunching. And that's where they used to dump the old cinders, and that's why it's called the cinder track, which I'll have a bit of a wander now. And it's haunted too, by the way. I almost forgot to mention that. Yeah, I'll have a wander down the cinder track. I'll show you that now. So this is the cinder track, or what was the cinder track, but it's still called the cinder track. This is where all the cinders were dumped. That's why it's called the cinder track, and it's haunted too, by the way, just in case I never mentioned it. Yeah, and someone commented on one of my videos, the mental video, have I ever had, just watching a grey squirrel there, ever had permission to go into the grounds. Well, the early years, 25 plus years documenting the Mintle, just in case I never mentioned it, I have had, well, in the early years I used to sneak in, and it's called good old fashioned trespassing, isn't it? Never done any damage, nothing like that, just documenting. That's what I do now. But yeah, I used to trespass and stuff like that. But on many occasions, several occasions, I have had permission to go in. The recent years, I had a contact of Jones Brothers, and I had a meeting with him, with the police. Got in touch with me. Sergeant Evans got in touch with me, phoned me up. He said, "You have a meeting with this certain gentleman in Jones Brothers. She wanted to have a bit of a word, a bit of a chat and stuff." It was like a job interview. So yeah, I went there and had a talk and a chat, and that's it. He says, "Yeah, just go in the ground, have a wander around." He says, "If anyone comes to confront you or something, just tell them my name, tell them you've had permission and stuff." But he was suffering with his bad back and stuff, and he left. It was a few months after he left, so yeah, I've had permission. And when Elwyn, in the Elwyn years, he's like chalk and cheese, he was. Rest in peace, Elwyn. You're up there somewhere. Yeah, one minute he'd try and smash me over the head with something or damage my camera, and the next minute he'd say, "Oh yeah, jump in, let's go for a ride." Ah, talk about chalk and cheese. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when there was trespassers or something, and he said, "Oh, jump in, let's go for a ride round." And people were saying, commenting on that video, he says, "Well, you're actually driving around with Elwyn in the grounds of the Mintle. It was surreal." And then the next minute you see him. One time I was on the top field, I'm going to head to the top field, and I had all the camera equipment. I was going to take some shots, not from the top row, but from the top field. That's trespassing as well, it's privately. And he comes past, he slows down, he winds his window down. He says, "Don't let me catch you inside there." And I said to her, "Don't worry, Elwyn, I won't let you catch me." Don't worry about that, I won't let you catch me. So yeah, anyway, obviously, basically. So this is the cinder track, or what was the cinder track. It'd be thick, about a few inches thick of cinders. You'd be crunching, you could hardly ride a bike on it. Oh, by the way, we used to pop down there. That's where we were on the other video where I talked about when we were kids. We never used to go the long way round, because we used to spend a lot of time at the pavilion, which is a cricket pavilion down there, and the cricket ground, and that's the way we used to come. We used to cut through the front of the nurse's home, past the chimney. If you looked somewhere here, you'd see the chimney there, 100-foot chimney. Pass round the canteen, down here, that wasn't here, all this grill and stuff. Drop down there and turn left, and then you come to the pavilion. Always used to cut through, never used to go around the long way. Yeah, so yeah, the good old days. But yeah, I have had permission on several occasions, and even Elwyn once, he said, I went to his house and I knocked on the door, and his wife answered, "Oh, he's in the garage." So I went in. I said, "All right, Elwyn." I said, "Just to let you know, I'm going to go into the Mintle and have a wander around." I never asked him, I told him. So he says, "Yeah, okay, fine." So anyway, right, I'll head back and then probably have another bit of a natter up on the top road there. So this is the cinder track, which is haunted, just in case I never mentioned it. Right, back at Jones Brothers entrance, all locked up. Yeah, talking of Elwyn, God rest his soul. Contrary to what some people think, I had nothing against Elwyn at all. Nothing against him whatsoever. Why he was always nasty to me, well, not always, sometimes he was alright, sometimes he was just, like I say, chalk and cheese. But you can't understand it, but I've known him for years. I've known him since I was a kid, because he used to work for my father. He used to work in Loveland Garage. He's a mechanic there, so I've known him since I was a little kid. I know what he's like, or what he was like, I should say. He's a temper on him, it's unbelievable. But yeah, and why he got it in for me. And as I say, sometimes he'd be okay and sometimes he wouldn't be. But a lot of people were frightened by him and intimidated by him, and oh, Elwyn, but I never was. I stand up to him. I used to say to him, you back off, you touch me, and this and that. And so, like I say, sometimes he's okay and sometimes he's just crazy. Chalk and cheese. And when he got knocked out in the ground, some lad from Anglesey, he tacked him, smashed his face in, broke all his teeth, and Elwyn woke up in hospital. It actually knocked him out. And the lad's solicitor, they got in touch with me and they said that they wanted me to go to court and testify against Elwyn and say, well, because they've seen some videos where he's attacked me, and they wanted me to testify against him and say what sort of character he had and stuff like that. And I says, no way, this has nothing to do with me. I'm not testifying against him at all. And then a few weeks later, I told him we were chatting with him, and I said to him that, you know, the solicitors wanted me to testify against you. And I said, no, there's a car coming here, you know, a white car, probably security. And I said to him, no, there's no way I'm going to, you know, testify against you. Oh, thanks very much. He was quite pleased. Don't know where that's. It's security. Slow down, you see. They're watching me now, thinking, oh God, it's that Denbigh Vids fella. He's back. Can't keep away. They drive around in cars now, security. But yeah, I wouldn't testify. There's nothing, like I say, didn't want to get involved anyway. But I know Elwyn. Like I say, I've known him for years. Known him since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And yeah, so watching you, watching me now. Oh, he's back, that Denbigh Vids fella. Hello, security. I wonder if I'm going to get a Christmas card off them this year. The last about 4 years, and last year they gave me a bottle of cider. So yeah. Oh, I can't remember his name now. I used to write it on the card. All that security. But actually, I'm on private property now, you see. So he's watching me now, watching me, watching you, but that's what they do now. And what if it's Camo Man or High Vis Man? Anyway, I'll leave them alone. If they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. So I'll head to the front gate. I'm a bit of a natter there. I'm going, by the way, I'm going. I'm not a trespasser. He's watching me now, look. Watching me, watching you. Standoff. Anyway, leave them alone. Like I say, if they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. But yeah, the good old days of Elwyn. Right, let's head to the front gates. Or what was the front gate? What's going on behind me? So yeah, I wonder if he's going to stalk me. I've been stalked by security before. See if he's made his way around to the front of the... He's seen which way I'm going. He's having a good standoff, that, wasn't it? There was a white car coming. I wonder if that's him. Anyway, obviously, basically, like I say, if they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. But yeah, never anything going on here. But is this security? I don't know. Look, this car looked similar, but yeah, I've been stalked before. Anyway, they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. But they're driving around now in cars. Used to walk around, and they had little bikes, little electric bikes, and I thought it was a good idea, that. Yeah, but they drive around now. So security on patrol. But like I say, if they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. Anyway, I'll have a natter on the top road, and that'll be it then. For this little NWH mental video. Right, top road. Wonder if he's stalking me. No sign of him. That's one of their favourite hiding places, was behind there. They used to be peeping around watching me. Funny. Yeah, so I'll see if I get a Christmas card off them this year. Must be about the last 4 years. And last year I opened the front door. There was a carrier bag there. And there was a Christmas card in it and a bottle of cider. So yeah. So happy Christmas, Mr. Security, or all security, I should say. Because he used to say on the card, happy Christmas from all the security at the mental. So yeah, that'll do me, think, for this natter. Like I say, I've done another video, which is separate to this one, which is a request video. I used to pinch apples and cook them on the pipes, heating pipes, so if you're interested in that, that's on a separate video. Raiding the orchard. But yeah, they're driving around now in a car. Watching you, watching me. Right, I'm going. So here comes the car, slowing down a bit. Not having that. But yeah, I don't know whether that was the security. It looked a similar car. White, little small whitish car, but probably wasn't. So yeah, anyway, obviously, basically, I'm going. So that'll do me for this visit to the mental and a chat. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again.